Hi guys, so welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about yet another array function in JavaScript called the ToSorted. So as you can see, the ToSorted function is an immutable sorting function. So by immutable, we mean it does not mutate the original array. So mutating means changing, and immutable means not changing. So this is what we are going to look at. And to begin with, so Array.prototype.toSorted function was introduced in ECMAScript 2013, which provided an immutable approach to sorting arrays, addressing the long-standing issues with the sort array function in JavaScript, which mutated the original array. So as I have just said, the mutating means changing, and if it's immutable, it means it doesn't change. So it either creates a new one, a new array. So what is ECMAScript? So ECMAScript, often abbreviated as ES, is a standardized scripting language specification based on JavaScript. So ECMA International maintains it through a committee called TC39. So this is a standard specification based on JavaScript. So what problem does the array.prototype sort solve? What is the problem with the previous array.sort? So ToSorted function was introduced to solve an issue with the sort function, which mutated the original array. So as you can see in this example, so let me just show you. Let me open VS Code. So you can just open your own VS Code and navigate to and create any file. This is just a file in any folder, and make sure you have Node installed. I want to exit. So make sure you have Node installed. So I'm using Node 24. If you don't have, head over to Node.js and download Node.js from here. Whether you're using Windows, whether you're using Windows, Linux, you can see now this one is for Linux installation. You just do this. You can use NVM. You can even download for Mac OS, all these. And now let's continue. So we'll start with the .sort function. So let's assume we have, not just copy. So let's assume we have max here. Max is an array of numbers. We have out of 10. So we have 3, 7, 2, 1, 8, and 9. So we call the sorted function there to sort. We start with the sort function. So we want to address the problem that the sort had. So addressing the problem with sort function. So we can say max.sort just like that. Then we console log max. So if you come here and do node index.js, we find something very funny. We called this function and we didn't do anything. And this function already mutated the existing array. So we console logged max. You can see max is this array here. We called the sort function. We did not store it. We don't do anything. And we console logged our max. And then you can see now sort has already mutated the max array. Mutation means changing it because we did not even store anything here. So if we hover over here, we can see this method mutates the array and returns a reference to the same array. So it changes the existing array. And that's the problem that the ToSorted is coming to solve. This often leads to unexpected behaviors, especially in complex applications where the original array should remain unchanged. So now let's talk about the toSorted function and its syntax. So if we go back, then we call .toSorted. So we can do, I don't have syntax highlighting here. We can say max dot to sorted. We just called the toSorted function. So just remember that toSorted function is quite similar to the sorted function in that it addresses the problem with the sort function, which is the problem of mutating the original array. So if you come back here and do node index.js, something surprising now happened. We called the toSorted function and our marks remained unchanged. So this is what the toSorted function is addressing. So if we come here and place this into another variable, sorted marks, and now we console log the marks, and sorted marks. You can now see the sorted marks have been sorted and the original array is unchanged. This is what the toSorted function is addressing. Okay. So, and finally, it takes in one optional parameter called the compare function, similarly to the sort function. And this compare function, as I said in my previous tutorial on the sort function, is that the compare function takes in two arguments which are never undefined. So let me show you. So if you need to use the compare function, this is quite addressed when we come to deal with objects, because it will help us sort objects. So let's say this is a resort slip. Then we say maths, this person got marks of 90. And then copy paste this one 3 times. And then this one is English. They did not understand English, so they had 45. Chemistry, they got 80. So sorting such an array is difficult. So that's why we need a compare function to tell either the sort function or the sorted function how to sort this array. So what we do, we said we call the function, or we call the array. We also need to save this one because this creates a new array. So we can say sorted slip is equals to slips dot sorted dot to sorted. Now here is where we give it a compare function. So I can create this function outside, compare fn, takes in two arguments a and b, and returns. So let's not focus on the return first. So we pass in the compare function. So we said the sorted function, the toSorted function takes in one argument, which is the compare function. This is the function that takes in two items. So it can take either of the item. It can take, this is A, this one is B, and then based on what we will return in the compare function is what we will tell the toSorted function which one should come first and which one should come last, based on whether we want it ascending or descending. So I hope I'm clear on that. We have said, because this is a compare function, this is the function that knows how to sort these two items, because when sorting happens, you need two items to sort them. So you can take this one and this one. Then we see if you are ordering in ascending, that means this one should come before this one. So it kind of arranges there. That's how sorting works. So for it to sort, we need to pass in two things or two items. That's what we call A and B. And based on what we return here is what we'll tell it. Let's assume you are doing the ascending. If we pass in this one as A and this one as B, what should we return to it to tell it? So let's assume this one is A. So Let's do this. So let's assume A is equals to this one, and B is English. English which is 45. So what should we return to tell it we want to sort this in ascending order, which means B has to come before A. Okay. So here we have only two options. We can either return a negative. We have three options. You can return a negative, positive, or 0. Then, so based on what we return here, that's what will tell us whether we sort the first one with the second one or the other way. So this is what it defines. I'll just show you the syntax. So if it returns negative, this means A comes before B. Okay. Hope you do understand that. So this is something you need to understand. So if it returns negative, A comes before B. If it returns positive, A comes after B. If it returns 0, A and B are equal. Don't sort. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So let me just show you. So return A minus B. So we can't return A minus B because A is an object and B is an object. So we need to return A.max and B.max. Do you understand what we are doing? So we want to, so A.max is 90 and B.max is 45. What will be returned there? What will be returned there? So that is 90 minus 45. That's a positive number. So when I talk about negative, I talked about negative values. So this one means less than 0. That's a negative. And this one greater than 0. And then this one equals to 0. So 90, we said A minus B. I'm trying to explain. So A will be passed in this object. We cannot sort against an object because we need to return a negative, positive, or a 0. So the 90 minus 45, that's a positive 45. Come here and see a positive 45. What does that tell you? A positive tells you that A comes after B. Or that means A is greater than B. So A comes after B. So if you are sorting in ascending, you know what to sort. Like it will be easier to sort because you know A comes after B. So if you are sorting in ascending, we are going to shuffle them and return something like, if there were A and B, we were given A and B, we are going to return BA. Here, if you are given A and B, just going to remain with A and B. Here, you are given A and B, you are going to return A and B. Is this understandable? So what I'm saying is that it takes in two items and compares them. So if you give it A and B, and it happens to return a positive value, that tells you that A is larger than B. And if you are sorting in ascending order, if you are sorting in ascending order, that means we need to reshuffle this so that since A is greater than B, we were given it like this, and we found out that when you subtracted the values, it gave us a positive. That means A is larger than B. So in case since we are sorting in ascending, that means B must come before A. So I hope that you have understand that. So based on that, So if you try to console log sorted slips node index.js, so you can see now we have sorted in ascending order. So if it returns negative, we said if it returns negatives, A should come before B. If it returns positive, A should come after B. So let's see how to sort in descending order, because we have just sorted this in ascending 45, 80, and 90. So to sort in descending, we just flip these return values. So we say B minus A. So we flip them. So if you flip that, we now sort in descending order. Because if we flip it, remember what we had. So if we are given A is 90 and B is 45, and we flipped from, so initially we were sorting, let me just redo it. Initially we were sorting AB. So A is 90, B is 45. You remember? So we are sorting A minus B. A minus B. So this one gave us 90 minus 45, which gave us positive 45. Positive 45 tells us that A is larger than B. Okay? So A is larger than B. So we return BA because A is larger than B. This is how we would sort it if it was two items. Now let's go to the another scenario. We are given A and B, but now, so the same 90 and 45, but now we are doing B minus A. We flipped it. So what would this return? This means this is 45, negative 45. What does that tell our compare function? So we have flipped the order. So this one comes to a negative. So whenever it comes to a negative, this means, we said, if it comes to a negative, A comes before B. So we return A comes before B. And initially that's what was given. So we did flip it. So this is descending and this is ascending. And to remember, we just used AB. You could use BA and do the same thing. And that's it, guys. That's all there is to the sorted function. So if you go back, there is a way we are sorting months here. So you can sort strings. So strings are sorted in alphabetical order. So there's no need of going through that. And then finally, we have talked about the compare function. We have said that the arguments can't be undefined. The return values, this I have explained. And the conclusion here. So yeah, and that's it, guys. So make sure you follow along for more tutorials and subscribe to the YouTube channel to help it grow, and see you then. Happy coding.